Hello everybody, welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having a great day. As always, a free way to support the channel is by leaving a thumbs up, by leaving a comment, by leaving 2 comments, or by subscribing if you have not already done so. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. There's always so much to talk about, but it's kind of nice. So, the cryptocurrency market is falling down, not by a lot, but losses are around the 1, 2 to 3% range. I think Bitcoin is currently at 49,000, give or take, or other. The situation that we have right now is that stock markets around the world, and usually more so people look for the US stock markets as an actual metric, they are falling down. They are pulling back. And we had a number of discussions before, me, you, I, us, about why the cryptocurrency market is usually affected. The idea is that as we are or could be considered a risky asset class, and in some cases people also said last year when the stock market was tumbling, that as tech stocks and things that are techy were falling in the stock market, therefore because we are also techy and computer-based, if you will, that our market was also falling down as well. It says Bitcoin's endeavor above 50,000 has seen a slight detour as the cryptocurrency has dipped beneath the level once again. Most altcoins have stalled since yesterday's gains, and the market cap struggles to remain above 1.5 trillion. Do you remember when we weren't even at $500 billion for market cap? So the fact that we've pulled back 2 to 3, 4, 5% is totally fine because our market is still above $1 trillion. Bitcoin appears to be highly correlated with traditional markets. That's incorrect, as major indices or indexes are down substantially. The Nasdaq Composite Index is down by 2.7%. The Nasdaq 100 is down by 2.88%. And the S&P 500 is down by 1%. This is what's actually happening. We discussed the rising bond rates just a couple of days ago, and the idea from many analysts was that there were, allegedly, as the bond rates were rising, it was an indicator that the economies around the world were getting ready to get back into action, and things were going to get back to normal, and things were going to open, and jobs were going to come back, and all the good, amazing things that 2016, 17, 18, and 19 offered us. However, that's not what's happening. The US dollar is being printed into oblivion. We know and have spoken about this before within the cryptocurrency space. The US dollar is inflating. We know that it's inflating even just by if you didn't see the video yesterday, I implore you to please do so. Or if you have simply no time in your day, Google US dollar M1 money chart, and you will see the creation of US dollars from back then to now. And it gets to the point when we hit to 2020, it skyrockets. Why did it skyrocket? Well, because of everything that we've been seeing literally the last year. It's almost been a year. Isn't that absolutely horrible? And as this continues to happen, and even more so, we just had a stimulus package. The next one is on the cusp, question mark, of being, whatchamajaggers, let through, pushed through. That's $1.9 trillion. I have heard rumors, and you can probably find them on CNBC. They have a YouTube channel where they have like a daily rundown of things that are going on. There are already discussions of the next couple of stimulus checks. When these checks are created, they have to print money. And usually what ends up happening is a fragment of that actually ends up going to the citizens, which is a shame. And the other 80% actually ends up going to mega industries who don't really need the money in the first place. And also a lot of that money gets pushed into the stock market to make it seem as if things are going okay, but the stock market has exhausted itself. We know that the US dollar is inflating. We had the news yesterday that apparently, according to that actual graph that we saw, the dollar inflation rate is actually around 33%, which is terrible. That means, once again, the US dollar is basically near worthless. You can also check, like, these are, when I say these things, I'm not trying to hype up crypto. I'm not like, and anything I say that sounds weird to you, please research it. Go check it out so you can see for yourself. Look at the actual value. There's a value of the US dollar chart from 1971 until now. It's actually, the last time I saw this chart was in 2019, maybe 2020, maybe 2020. It was definitely 2019. Where you can basically see as the US dollar is taken off of the gold standard, which ended in 1971, you see the inflation rate of the US dollar as more money is being printed, the inflation rate goes up, but the actual value of the US dollar compared to other assets continues to fall. And I think it lost 99% of its value from 1971 till 2019. So we can only assume if another 33% has inflated during the course of 12 months, the US dollar is worthless. If you didn't see, oh my gosh, the other video, I make a lot of videos if you didn't know that. The other video that I made as well was talking about, like, why are people still holding the US dollar? And it also wasn't anything like, hey, get into crypto. It's more like if you have the US dollar and you put your money into a bank, which most people do, the interest rate that you get from said bank is around 0.02%. Even if you took those dollars and digitized them and made them into digital fiat and in form of stable coins, you can then leave that on a cryptocurrency exchange or even sometimes on your computer, and you can get 7% back, as opposed to the 0.02%. There is no point at all in anyone ever having to hold the US dollar again. Ever. Even if you simply had to move it once a year, maybe every 2 years, into another stable coin to give you a better return, there's no reason to hold the US dollar anymore. And as it stands right now, a lot of the news that we were getting last year as well, to kind of put an end to this topic, came from all the banks who kept on saying, and through leaked documents that we happened to receive, that they believe, I think the most famous one of the beginning one was JP Morgan Chase, when they said that they believed that the US dollar was going to tumble by 20% in value this year. Well, look at that. Lo and behold, it's already happening. This also then ties into the exact same thing that we were getting before about why all the banks were furiously rushing to get into Bitcoin. This is it. They know that the US dollar is done. They know that there's no stopping this level of inflation. As long as the current world situation continues to be a current world situation, they're going to continue printing more money. There are even rumors of like a consistent stimulus check that's going to kind of be rolled out. So on top of the potential unemployment benefits and stuff like that, like an actual stimulus check will come out, whether it be monthly or bi-monthly in some sort of fashion. You need to print money to be able to do this. If the US dollar is already decimated in value, what happens if we get 5 more stimulus checks over the course of this year and next year? Once again, these jobs are not coming back. I don't know if you've known, or if you haven't seen or haven't really been paying attention to things that have been on the news. We had indications last year, and even more so, oh my gosh, we had so many indications, and these actual companies were going on TV and on the screen, and they were basically like, yeah, you know, we had to let some people go, but we've decided to start automating. And I was like, yeah, that's definitely where it's going. Does no one remember in 2019 where I was talking about that Uber and Lyft were rolling out their self-driving cars? And I assume this has only taken a back seat or is on the back burner because you can't really have a public relations situation like that on your hand, where people are still using and driving these things to actually make a living. Imagine if you were like, yeah, we got 500,000 people no longer have a job because everything we have is self-driving. Have you not seen the self-driving trucks? These are also a thing. Have you not seen the self-driving domino trucks? Have you not seen Amazon's and slightly ambitious plans to start having tons of drones fly around all the cities to actually deliver packages? This is why Amazon has also been expanding their company so rapidly into many other cities. Why, you might ask? It's because not only for Prime, so if you're ordering something, people want to have it that same exact day. I'm paying for Prime, I want my stuff exactly right now. Well, how do you do that if you don't have any employees, or if you say, well, you know, because of stuff flying in the air, we can't really have all these people, you use drones. The point is, yes, inflation fears continue to rattle global stocks. There's no actual reason for the cryptocurrency market to be falling, and I'll tune that. there's no reason for Bitcoin to be falling. We know that Bitcoin is being, we know that it is being purchased by the wealthiest people on the planet. And you'll even see as we go further into the video, there's of course more Bitcoin adoption news and who's doing this and who's buying more Bitcoin, etc., because it happens every single day. Altcoins, I can see falling. Sure, why not? You know, a good 98% of them have no actual use case. People are simply trading them to make really good gains. That's about it. The entire idea of Bitcoin is to be a hedge against inflation. We are going to see Bitcoin's price skyrocket when more people actually finally come to the obvious conclusion that the US dollar is worthless and it's going to continue to be inflated. When we start seeing more news, because I've already started seeing it a couple of months ago, that people who are going into their supermarkets, and when we start seeing these videos on YouTube and online, this thing last week was $1.50. It now says $5. I can't afford that. More stimulus. This now says $5.25. I can't afford that. And it keeps going up and up and up. That's when everyday normal people will finally come to the conclusion, hey, we should start getting into Bitcoin as well. Why do you think every other major hedge fund on this planet is getting into it? It is a hedge. What was the thing that we had from Citibank? Was it Citibank? I'm pretty sure it was Citibank, where they were like, they expect Bitcoin. They said Bitcoin is at the tipping point. You can Google this. CITI Bank. Tipping point Bitcoin. They said Bitcoin is at the tipping point. They expect Bitcoin to become the currency of choice for trade. So, stocks drop with U.S. futures, bond yield steady, markets wrap. Bitcoin is targeting, there's a lot of hyper positive Bitcoin news as to where Bitcoin's price is going to go. Bitcoin targets $75,000 as next high after stability above $50,000. The only reason for Bitcoin to drop is because bigger players behind the scenes are trying to figure out ways to either inject negative news or whatever they can to be able to scoop some up, or a huge amount of retail investors, everyday normal people who have gotten into the market and are now scared. If you don't understand where all of this is going, I told you this last year, we are witnessing the end of the US dollar. You need to understand how significant that actually is, because the world runs on the US dollar. And when the US dollar is gone, if the US dollar, the world reserve currency, becomes garbage, what happens to every other currency that was below it? They also collapse. Oh boy. There's nothing stopping Bitcoin from attempting to become a six-figure asset. The magnetic manager director William E. Quigley professed in an interview with CNN Business. The New York-based senior executive listed a string of reasons behind his bullishness on Bitcoin, the world's leading crypto, who surged from $3,800 to $58,000 in 12 months. They included Bitcoin scarcity and growing demand in mainstream corporate houses that look for alternative store of values for their balance sheets. He talks about the halving. He talks about the 21 million Bitcoin. He talks about the effects that the halvings actually have on Bitcoin's price. Usually happens a couple of months and or a year after a halving is taking place. This is when we end up skyrocketing in price as many other people realize, hey, Bitcoin is scarce. And this is usually when it ends up kicking in. We heard about this last year as Bitcoin's price began to move up, that this year would be absolutely incredible because that's how the halving momentum clockwork ends up going. And the idea, once again, being that in 2024, we will have another halving, and that in 2025, this will be the next major insanity bull run. I don't even have to read anymore. You understand what this man is going to say. So anyway, that's all the price news, as it were. The US dollar is crumbling. People are looking for alternatives. There are tons of billionaires and hedge funds and all the other 19 things that I no longer have to list who are buying into Bitcoin. I expect by the end of this year, we are going to be in a very different economic outlook space. When we probably have around 4 more stimulus checks that are going to be printed, and we hear that the US has to create $800 billion, $1.1 trillion, $750 billion to be able to actually help create these things. And at the same exact time, we keep hearing about this actual adoption. Once again, when Bitcoin's price falls, institutions don't stop buying. PayPal, Grayscale, MicroStrategy, Square, these are the most popular ones that I can think of off the top of my head, are buying roughly around 3,000 Bitcoin per day. Roughly. These are the numbers that we got. 900 Bitcoin created per day. Maybe 100 actually enters our market. And without further ado, let's move on. In why, well-known blockchain developer Dan Larimer is back with new plans for a logically decentralized communication platform that is going to be called Clarion. In a Tuesday GitHub post, Larimer introduced the new project, stating that it's a logically decentralized platform, a censorship-resistant friend-to-friend network which will leverage the unused resources of your friends and family to distribute your content. According to him, the goal is to provide the platform, the performance and reliability of a centralized service, but with independence of a logically decentralized network, freeing people from the tyranny, okay, big word, of major social media sites such as Twitter and Facebook, and creating a social network free from manipulation and third-party dependence. I said why because no one's going to use this. Here's the actual GitHub introducing Clarion. And I say this because this will not and has not been the first iteration of something like this. Many people have tried to make their own social media platforms. Even more so, for those of you who do not know Dan Larimer, he was the head of EOS. EOS being the people who tried to launch Voice. No one uses Voice. Voice has still not fully launched as far as I am completely aware. For those of you who also did not know, Block One, the people who made EOS and who made Voice, dumped millions, 150 million into Voice, which no one is using. So a lot of people within the cryptocurrency space, I'm not sure what it is. They keep thinking that they can make these new wonderful, amazing things. I don't know if it's because they think that they're rich enough or that they have the backing enough by a lot of people. These things tend to happen organically as far as like which people flow to a platform. Oh yeah, also if you can find the news about it as well, this happened sometime 2019. Pretty sure it was 2019, where EOS was actually bidding for the website Voice, and I think they spent $50 million on that as well. No one's even using it. Same exact thing with Tron, the whole $100 million for BitTorrent. I don't know why they do these things. Like, I feel like it would have been, imagine if you had put $150 million in 2019 into Bitcoin instead. This is why I keep saying all these other coins are garbage. They have no actual use case. I mean, sure, they're fine. They're good. They're great to make money with. But if everyone just focused on one coin, we'd be in a completely different market space. Anyway, so the news is Dan Larimer is talking about creating a new platform called Clarion. I give it 1.5 years until they try and actually launch, and then 2.5 years from this moment right now where we don't even mention the word Clarion anymore because no one's going to be using it. Anyway, cool. That's that news, and let's move on. Next up, as the Asian cryptocurrency market continues to mature, Asia's biggest crypto trading platform, Huobi, has cited an opportunity. As per the latest info from Chinese journalist Wu Blockchain, Huobi Global is planning to launch cryptocurrency funds similar to Grayscale, but for the Asian market. The announcement said, breaking! China's largest exchange, Huobi, has obtained a Hong Kong cryptocurrency fund license, and it will launch Bitcoin, Ethereum, and multi-strategy funds on the 3rd of March. Similar to the Grayscale. Okay. This move by Huobi may promote traditional Asian investors to cryptocurrency field. I am certain that's exactly what's going to happen. Huobi's huge. For those of you who don't know, you may not use Huobi because you are not in Asia. Huobi is quite large and has been around for a very long time. If these funds become even 10% as popular as Grayscale over the course of a 6-month period, we are going to see an explosion in other companies who are going to be making the exact same type of funds. And usually, like, and I mean, like, as far as like coming out publicly and saying so, there are many other companies who already have these funds who are doing this already. And it's simply that it does not make it into our news. Here's the actual tweet for it right here. I give it a month and a half, until we start getting actual numbers of exactly how much money has been put into these funds. And even from what we know, it says Bitcoin and Ethereum funds. So I give it a month, and then we'll start hearing exactly how much they own, how much they're buying. But you do not launch something like this unless you already have had interest from major players. This means behind the scenes, somebody was like, I live in Japan, Grayscale's cool, but can you have something like that as well? We're looking to invest around $15 million into it. And they go, I got you, bro. Anyway, this is major. This is absolutely insane. You will not hear about this on normal news website topics, TV shows, and stuff like that. But alas, it is happening. So get ready, because I think stuff is going to heat up very, very fast. For those of you who also do not know, the Asian market, as it were, ruled the cryptocurrency space in 2017. And this is why we had so much news, especially from China, who was like that they're trying to stop their citizens from doing stuff because the people went absolutely mad and they were basically driving the market. So I assume they're going to be doing it again. Let's move on. Next up, Cardano's exploding price is not the only metric flying high lately, as the worldwide Google searches for Cardano have gone for a new record. Retail investors appear to have flooded the third biggest cryptocurrency by market cap, Cardano's Google searches, as it skyrocketed to new highs in just the past few weeks, coinciding with the latest price record for ADA. This is usually a very good metric. It just happens to be through Google. You can look through Google Trends, and you can see as people are searching for a thing, it usually tends to rise in price. You can see this metric as well for Bitcoin and any other coin. You can just go to Google Trends and you can find it. This is probably why Cardano has been performing very well. Also, on top of that, all the other stuff that they also have coming out. It's really funny. Anyway, never mind. It's not important. I was going to... No, it's not important. Is it important? It's not really important. No, it's not important. It's not important. It's not important. Anyway, it was just, anyway, for those who are wondering, it's basically, I thought it was funny that as Cardano was pumping, like last week or something like that, there was a day where normally coins fall down as well when Bitcoin falls down. So Cardano's going up and pumping and stuff like that, but Bitcoin started going down, which should usually indicate that Cardano's also going to fall down. And it kind of kept on pumping, and then Bitcoin was like, no, go down, and then Cardano ended up going down as well. And like the last 2 or 3 days, every single time that Cardano has tried to pump, at the same exact time, Bitcoin starts going down as well in price, I guess. I have my own tinfoil hat reasons for all these things as far as like, because we're getting slight indications about this big. That Cardano could at some point get very close to Ethereum. And at that point, the hype just kind of gets too high and it ends up passing it. But there's far too much money in Ethereum for a coin that other companies probably haven't been betting on to be able to pass it. That kind of is like a digital slap in the face, if you will. Anyway, not surprising. Cardano is very popular. It's going to continue to be popular. And I'm expecting great things price-wise, especially as we end up getting all these other upgrades and more coins end up getting locked into the protocol. Let's move on. Next up, billionaire venture capitalist Tim Draper has predicted that Netflix will be the next Fortune 500 company to invest in Bitcoin. In a new episode of the Unstoppable podcast, Draper says that if he were running the finances of a corporate behemoth, he would be eyeing Bitcoin as a potential hedge against multiple things. He said, if I'm the CFO of one of these big corporations, I'm saying we have to own X% in Bitcoin because it's a hedge against another currency becoming the currency of the future. And it's also a hedge against inflation as governments keep printing more of their funny money dollars. Funny money dollars. The funny money just knocked me off my horse because I forgot exactly where I was going with that. So now, I guess the first point to be made is that Tim Draper has announced Netflix. No one knows if it's going to be Netflix, but we've had now Netflix, Amazon, Apple. What was the other one? The like hyper speculative ones. We know that Twitter's raising $1 billion. Well, they haven't said what that billion's for, but why else would they be raising $1 billion? Yeah, I mean, anyway, not to beat a dead broccoli or beat a dead tofu or whatever people say. Bitcoin is taking over the entire world. And once again, we're going to have the situation where when WHEN, these companies do announce properly, yes, we have Bitcoin, yes, we have so-and-so, that's when the price is going to spike and people don't pay attention beforehand. You could buy it at this price, but instead you're going to buy it all the way up there because you need the validation from the company that something that you should have been buying. But anyway, that's the Tim Draper Netflix news, and let's move on. And to finish things off, there were more mentions of Dogecoin in the last month on Twitter than any other cryptocurrency, according to data from crypto tracker ICO Analytics. It even overtook Bitcoin. That's the news. Dogecoin is I almost said incredibly and insanely popular. Here's the actual, there's a chart right here for it, but I actually blued it up so you can see it a little bit better. Top 20 most discussed cryptocurrencies on Twitter in February 2021. Dogecoin. I have a really strange inkling. Dogecoin is not going to disappear, and I'm telling you, man, if Dogecoin hits $1, it's going to be an interesting time to be alive. For those of you not looking at the screen and are wondering what the most popular or most discussed cryptocurrencies were, it was Dogecoin, Bitcoin, Ether, ADA, XRP. Really? I'm surprised that XRP was there. Interesting. Chainlink, Polls. Polonius? What is Polls? Polkadot? No, that's 2 down. What's Polls? Polls. Binance Coin, Polkadot, E-Gold. All right, now it's just getting ridiculous because Cake is number 12. Anyway, the point is, we'll see. I actually kind of like this. I would like this every single month if they had this so we could see what the most popular coins were. Kind of even nice just to have like the big bubbles and be like, oh, that bubble's bigger than that bubble. Anyway, yeah, that is the bubble news for today. Wait, hold on, I forgot to do it. Wait. That reminded me of like Nick. Anyway, right. As always, a very special thank you to my Patreon supporters, Professor Wally from Gunnerbot University. And Carlos was like, what? Mo Barazi, Jojo Shaw Show, VB Nerd 21, Miguel Grole, Lauren De Silva, Quoted Biddy, Barebones Mining, Troy Allgood, Space Case, Need a Miracle, Crypto Stahl, Pater Noster, Conan Don't Skip Leg Day, Snacky Chan, Tolik Banan, Auspicious Agile and Blockchain, Navarro Williams, David James, Attila the Han, Yasha Hadadi, Oscar Maldonado, Utopia 569, Moonman High, XRP, Joshua Vineyard, Martin Stoyo Nostromo, John Sarson, the Animal Reader, A Bibliophobia, Todd Mullis, Adam Graysick, Moher Maroni, Master Ventures in Thailand, Jared Schneider, Wise Night Owl, 242 to the World, Bankroll Network, Crypto Artist, Cole D, 3D, Damien Setsuna, Richie Richard III, Vlad the Impaler, Paxis, Nick Mangialavori, Anthony Charles, Jim Garner, Jeremy Fox, Minting Coins, Miller Hitch Test Every Day, and Kyle Skips Leg Day. Yes to Crypto, Body Big Boatface, Anytime Fitness, Monk's Corner Staff, Arfmedic17, Bake Me a Cake, Tigger and Macho Nisa, On Crypto with Lionel, Crael and Michelle, URL, and Bolero Bastos. Thank you all very, very much for your support. Thank you to all the new Patreon members as well. I do tip my digital hat to thee. That was a weird sentence. Thank you to everyone who liked the video. Thank you to everyone who left a comment, left 2 comments, has subscribed. Hello. And to everyone who's still listening to me ramble on. I love seeing comments when people like actually reference things that happen at the end of the video. And I'm like, yeah, I know you were still there. Anyway, at the moment, Bitcoin is at 49,165 US dollars. It is down by 5%. You see the struggle in the market. It tries to go up, it goes back down. It tries to go up, it goes back down. Ethereum is down by 3%. Binance Coin is down by 5%. Cardano's down by 7%. Polkadot's down by what was it? What was it? Ploz? Poles. Polkadot's down by 5%. You get the point. Market's down because of nonsense. So at some point, oh, Theta's up by 15%. Good job, Theta. Look at you. I give it around, what was it, Thursday? This week went by fast. Wow. I give it by Monday. We'll probably hear or have indications or many newses as to the many companies who've been buying over the course of this dip. Anyway. Oh, E-Gold. What the funkin' waggles is that? White coin? Oh, this space sometimes, man. With a mighty volume of $7.2 million, white coin. Who makes these? Why? Why are you made? Is up by 56% because you know what? Why not? It's 2021. Why the fudge not? I do hope that you all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever you might be. I do hope that it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching and listening, and I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.